Thank you for joining us today. And it's really great to see so many come out to recognize the challenge that we face as a state with child abuse and neglect and awareness. And I'm grateful for the work of the Children Advocacy Centers across Arkansas and the nation. And I see so many here that support that cause. Representative Wing is here. I see Colonel Bill Bryant with the Arkansas State Police, Senator Missy Irvin, Secretary Gillespie is here, and her team at DHS is so critical. And then I'll recognize Representative Vaught here shortly as she speaks as well. But the First Lady has had a passion for children as a mother, but she also has grown in her passion for children because she sees the challenge to children from abuse and neglect, and that passion grew before I became governor, but she's taken up that mantle as something that is dear to her and wants to make a difference. And it's really exciting for me to see the growth of the CACs across Arkansas. The whole idea is that we increase awareness, and that is so critical to us. And so I'm pleased today to proclaim and issue a formal proclamation that April 11th is Children's Advocacy Center Day across Arkansas. And with this proclamation, of course, we recognize that there are 17 CACs and 10 satellite offices in the state that serve children's victims of child abuse and neglect. And so, Representative Vaught, if you could come forward as well. All the ladies, please come over here. Elizabeth Pulley, and we have Justice Rhonda Wood that's here, has been really active for supporting children and across our state. But I want to present this to you, Representative Vaught, who's been a real champion for the mission of CACs across Arkansas and all that we're trying to do. Representative Vaught.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You got the microphone.
It was my honor to carry the resolution declaring today CAC Day. I want to personally thank the First Lady for being such a great champion for children of abuse. In 2017, I shared my story of my own personal abuse that I suffered and went through. And because of that story, I become very grateful for CACs and everything they do for the children in Arkansas. If you've never visited one, I beg you to please go look at one and view it, see what they do for the children of Arkansas. Y'all, it's a one-stop. That's a big thing for a child who's been through abuse. To not have to share your story over and over and over. To be able to share it one time is a big deal to a kid. From someone who has shared my story with the world now, I can guarantee you it does not get easier. It never gets easy. So I am grateful to every CAC in the state of Arkansas and for what they do for kids. I also want to thank y'all for what you do for families, because it's not just about the child, it's about the whole family. Because when a child suffers abuse, that whole family suffers. Just in case you don't know, it's not just the child who suffers. So I want to thank every CAC in the state of Arkansas, every one of you who work at CACs to help our children. CACs are putting children back together one piece at a time, and that's so important for our state. So thank y'all for everything you do. And with that, I would like to recognize Miss Elizabeth Pulley, who is the Executive Director of the Children Advocacy Centers of Arkansas.
A Child Advocacy Center is a nonprofit organization that serves as the first stop for children who have been physically or sexually abused or who have witnessed a violent crime. CACs provide a safe, child-friendly environment where law enforcement, DHS, state police, prosecutors, medical and mental health professionals can share information and can develop effective, coordinated strategies for each unique case and child. It is the goal of all local centers to reduce trauma to child abuse victims and their families by offering these core services: advocacy support, forensic interviews, trauma-focused therapy, and medical exams. In 2021, the 27 CAC locations in Arkansas provided free direct services to 11,200 children. This is the most children served at a CAC in our state's history. Our desire is to continue to grow and expand services throughout the state so that every child victim has access to top quality services no matter of their location. The Arkansas Multidisciplinary Team Project was transferred to the Children's Advocacy Centers of Arkansas in August of 2021 through a new legislation. The MDT mission is to develop and sustain teams of professionals from a variety of disciplines and organizations committed to achieving justice and healing for every child victim in Arkansas. There are 64 teams in Arkansas who coordinated over 7,600 cases in the last year through a collaborative approach. Every child matters, every service matters, and every team member matters. One of our valued partners includes Department of Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services. And I would like to invite Director Misha Martin to come and share more about child abuse in our state through the coordinated and collaborative approach.
Thank you so much, Ms. Cooley. It's such an honor to be here, and it's such an honor to be standing alongside of our partners. Each of these amazing individuals and all of you guys have made such an effort in really fighting child abuse across our state. As many of you are aware, DCFS, Division of Children and Family Services, in coordination with Crimes Against Children Division, investigate over 30,000 allegations of abuse and neglect across our state. But we are so thankful that we are not in it alone. We're grateful for the CACs and the multidisciplinary teams, which include law enforcement, prosecutors, school officials sometimes, and many others in the community who are coming together to take an approach where we make sure not only kids are safe, but we make sure that kids have the services that they need, and we are so grateful. But child abuse doesn't start with the hotline call. Child abuse prevention is really a community effort, and it takes all of us working together to ensure that children are identified and families are strengthened. So I'd like to take a minute to not only thank the individuals I previously mentioned, but also our healthcare providers, our children's hospital. I see in the room our trauma-focused therapists that are providing the needed services to our kids. It takes all of us to work together. And before I end, I have to make sure that everyone is aware. If you suspect child abuse, if you see suspicion of child abuse, please call the Child Abuse Hotline, 1-844-SAVE-A-CHILD. This is the first step in ensuring that a child is protected and safe. And I have to end with just giving a special thank you to the Governor and First Lady. They have been an amazing leader in this area since I became director 6 years ago. They fight for kids every day and ensure that we have the services that we need to keep families strong. So thank you so much. Do I get to introduce you? Because that's not, okay. That's not the agenda. I get the pleasure of introducing our amazing First Lady. She is my hero, and I'm so grateful that I have gotten to work alongside of her over the past few years. There is not a woman in this state more passionate about making sure that our children are protected and cared for, and it is my honor to introduce the First Lady.
This is a really, really, really great day for the children. So many of you are so much more aware. I was not aware in 2010. I was not aware that most of these crimes against children are not done by the stranger that happens to be at the park or driving along the side of the road. The danger is within feet of them. The danger is within the group of people they know best. 90% of the time, 90% of the abusers are known by the child, known by the family, known in the community as upstanding, as the best preacher they ever had, as a stepfather law enforcement officer, their doctor, their dentist, their trusted school teacher, the friendly guy in the neighborhood that everybody likes, that throws good parties. It's all around us, and I wish I could give you a profile on that, and I'm sure the state police would like to know that. But mostly I can tell you they like children, they volunteer in your church, they volunteer in your boys and girls clubs. They like children, they're good with them, they know how to groom them, and they know how to get their trust. And it may take them a few years or a few months, but they'll get it, and they'll strike, and they'll strike, and they'll strike, and they'll strike. And the child, no matter what the age, is afraid to tell. From breaking their mom and dad's heart, or busting up the family, or the disbelief that they will experience because they're pointing the finger at someone that everybody likes and trusts, which makes it very, very difficult for a police officer or an investigator or a parent or a principal or anybody to take them seriously. So up steps Children's Advocacy Centers, because we know how to talk to a child, how to interview a child, not harass or berate or insinuate in any way that they're telling us anything that is incorrect. We listen to them, we're trained, our counselors, our interviewers are trained in how to conduct an interview, a forensic interview. Yes, we're in for information, but we're also for the child to express themselves and tell the whole picture in that one whole setting. So it's real important for you to use the hotline, that 844 Save a Child. You may have the information that's needed for the police, the investigators, to check it all out. It's a suspicion. It's not quite right. You're hearing the child cry all through the night. You're hearing the child or seeing the child change in personality, or now they have a bedwetting problem, or now they duck their head all the time and they won't give you an answer, or they have unexplained bruises, too many bruises. Something is not quite right, or how the parent is jerking them around, or how the body language is just wrong. There's something that's just wrong. Please, the investigators will check it out. They'll see what other calls have been coming in. They'll put it together, and they'll figure out if this is one that they should really check out or not. We rely on them so heavily. I appreciate Major Drew here. He's over the child investigators for the state police, and his Colonel Bryant, makes it all possible. We have the detectives here, investigators that work under the auspices of our state police. Of course, we have our DHS agents. If you believe in praying for these people. They walk into hostile situations, belligerent situations, unknowing if this is going to be someone who's really going to talk to them or not. I'm talking about the family situation that they're walking into. I'm not talking about the supposed victims. It's very, very important. And then our nursing staff,
Nurses, please consider getting a specialty as a sexual assault nurse examiner. This is the most helpful work. This expertise is required after nursing school and medical school as well, for doctors to get a specialty in recognizing physical abuse, sexual assault abuse. We need your personnel, sexual assault nurse examiners, and then medical doctors to gain their expertise in this area to help with the case, what the child is telling, and also to let the child know that they're not permanently damaged, they're not pregnant, they don't have a disease that could haunt them for the rest of their lives. This is all very important. All these people is what Elizabeth Pulley referred to earlier as our multidisciplinary team. This is so important because at the CAC, the team members come together with our interviewers and our counselors so that we can work together to come up with a plan to best represent the child and get to the truth and make things happen, and future protection for the child and any other children that might come in the path of the suspected abuser. I did get interested in this 4.5 years before Asa decided to run for governor back in 2014, and it did capture my heart when I realized how pervasive it really is. The numbers are staggering. 700,000 children nationwide every year, 370,000 of those that receive services of CACs. Yes, we are national. That was surprising to me. When I got on the board at Benton County CAC, I thought, oh, this is unique to Benton County, and we're looking after the children here, and the numbers just kept increasing month by month, and it's a great place to live, but then you find out it's pervasive, and it's in every county, it's in every state, it's in every country. So CACs have grown quite rapidly. We are in every state. We are in 30-some other countries because this issue is pervasive in the human population, sadly enough. But one child at a time, we shall conquer, and we shall save that one child and the impact on their family and for generations to come, and hopefully get the criminals out of the children's way and stop hurting our children and our teens. With it being national, Asa being governor, well, that puts me in with, also includes me with the National Governors Association, and now with him as chairman, that puts me in charge of the spouses program through the NGA. Well, I've been sharing with them through these last 7 years about children's advocacy centers and child abuse, and bit by bit, the ears opened up. And we were able to do more this last year of informing our fellow first spouses what's going on with the children and bringing it to their attention. They all have their own special programs, whether it's hunger or the arts or literacy, so many different things, but they hadn't been introduced formally to CACs, but now they have. And we reached out to them because I want to include every state to make sure that their leadership is looking just how effective is their CAC. How many CACs do you have? Are you really working together with your multidisciplinary team? So with April being National Child Abuse Awareness Month, I took advantage of the situation and created the Shine Hope campaign. Now, we've been doing this here in Arkansas thanks to my chief of staff, Misty Hunt, who thought of Shine Hope. Because you see, when a child is caught in a situation, they don't know how to get out of it. They're afraid to tell for all those reasons I said earlier. They think this is their life. They think this is who they are. They think this is how it's supposed to be, and there's no way getting out, because who's going to believe them? Because they're pointing the finger at somebody that's respected and loved in the community, or even their own parent or near of kin, or it's really tough. But you call that hotline and they get involved with the CAC and they see hope. It doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to be this way. This is not who I am. I am a good person. These people are doing these things to me. I'm not bad. I'm really good. And other people do love me, and God loves me, and I'm going to grow up to be whatever I want to be. And it's going to be great. So, Shine Hope. So I've reached out to my fellow first spouses across the nation, and thus far we've had 15, including Arkansas, to join in with this. I get all this, I don't want to leave the states out. Montana, Kentucky, New Jersey, Louisiana, Virginia, Delaware, Wisconsin, South Carolina, Texas, Oklahoma, Utah, Tennessee, North Dakota, and Mississippi. And if you know who the governors are of these various states, you know they're not all Republican. It's a mixture, because the children are children. They just want to get help. And so with this Shine Hope campaign that we're launched, I've asked these different spouses to do different things, to look and see what they're doing in their states, their respective states, just to be in tune and look at your laws and see how in tune your laws are with the mission of the CAC and the multidisciplinary team. So we're asking, as Arkansas is doing, and thank you, Secretary John Thurston, your Capitol building here will be lit in blue tonight, as will your governor's mansion. We'll be doing that for the whole month of April. Of course, asking people to wear blue, which is the color of child abuse awareness. Other buildings throughout your different counties, your court building, putting a light in your storefront, putting a light bulb in your own front porch, but making sure that you let people know there is help. It's not the kid with just the police officer. It's not the kid with just the doctor. It's not just the kid alone. That there's a whole group of people, wanting to share hope with them. There is a way out of this, and there's healing, and the CACs will follow up with the counseling. We know how our soldiers need post-traumatic stress disorder counseling. Our children need special counseling too, because the horrors of war is a horror like in the children's bodies and minds, and they need help to rethink that, to be at calm, to be at peace, to know that they're worth loving the right way, and they're worth growing up and having a good, safe, protected life. That's what we can give them. We must shine hope. We must shine hope, because without hope, there's no tomorrow. No tomorrow. We must have hope, and we shine the hope. So please, shine it this month, shine it all around. Make sure you're watching and looking and being a friend, even from afar, for a child who needs help and hope. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, First Lady. With that, I think we all have work to do. We're really grateful for each of you focusing on child abuse awareness and the work that the CAC does. And so with that, happy birthday, Susan. Thank you.